3 ain't enough, man, I need 5. One time to keep your ass alive. One time to keep the man inside. No place to run, no place to hide. No place to run, no place to hide. 3 ain't enough, man, I need 5. Fall up cause I'm on my game. Haters get shook when they speak my name. All this pressure that's on my back. So much stress that's on my brain. I'ma just let y'all pop your trap. Y'all sit back while I pop champagne. Spend your whole life trying to get like me. Dog, we are not the same. Woke up early this morning, feeling like who boned it. Everything I do is a one of one. Can't copy me, can't clone me. Your girlfriend, she want me. If she see me, if she own me.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Friday. As a matter of fact, it is the first Friday in March, and it is time for the main event once again. I am your host, the DOUG, enjoying this Friday night. And remember, if you are currently listening to us, please support your local indie promotion because they will be the stars of the future today. And remember, the main event is brought to you by Shaq Fu, and Pizza Hut. Also, now, of course, my co-host, she is the lovely but deadly Miss Kara. Miss Kara, what is up tonight?
Well, hello, and yes, I am deadly today because I've had a bad day, so you guys better watch out.
Oh, Kara had a bad day. She took in one. Yeah, I'm not singing. I'm white.
Thank you.
Also joining us tonight, he is one half of WCC's Bill Money, Captain Ron.
Oh, that's right, baby. And of course, I'm feeling pretty froggy tonight, so if you ain't down with that, well, sorry about your damn luck.
Yeah, Captain Ron's going to give me a minute. Also joining us tonight, I can't tell if it's the host of TNA Recipe or if it's the host of Sex Battles, because I knew one of them left before we started recording.
Ooh. And he's done.
Apparently it's just the three amigos tonight, I think. Unless there's anybody else in the group. And that would be a no. All right, Miss Carol, what happened on Monday Night Raw, the main event?
Well, first off, I would like to say congratulations to Paul Bearer being in the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. He deserved to be in this year. After everything that happened, he deserves it. Anyway, the main event was Daniel Bryan versus Batista. It was a okay-ish match. Actually pretty good, but it was a good match until pretty much Orton came into play near the end of the match, because Daniel Bryan had been tossed into Randy Orton, and just when Daniel Bryan was going to get the win, and Randy Orton caused the DQ, and he was pretty much triple teamed by the whole Authority. So, I mean, that's absolute shit for him, but
well,
I mean, the end was just absolutely stupid. But hey, listen to all the punk chants that were going on tonight or Monday night. Shit.
Captain Ron, what do you have to say?
Oh man. 4 days later, and we're still talking about CM sucks. And yes, I'm calling that right now. The man, I mean, come on now. The baby was in his own hometown. We're talking about a guy who had the balls to sit there and sit at the entranceway of a fucking ramp and literally tell the world exactly what he feels about Triple H, a.k.a. the dim-witted son-in-law, and, of course, Stephanie, the ditzy daughter. And now, all of a sudden, they come to Chicago, and what happens? No more Punk. No more Punk. It's pretty damn shame. I think I actually mentioned this on Monday night. How sad is it possible that the Daniel Bryan chant actually was bigger, better, louder, more intense than CM Punk's?
You bring up a good point. I mean, the yes chants were definitely louder. And by the way, I think, Kelly, you left something out. Daniel Bryan was attacked by Orton, Batista, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Kane, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bulls all in one night.
Also the Chicago Cubs, because he kind of represents everybody's face that he's actually been a champion in the last 150 years.
Ooh, good one, guessing on that one. I'll give you points on that one. Well, before we jump to the main event, it is time for one of the two new things we do on this show, Buy or Sell. Tonight's question, for at least the first half of Buy or Sell, is about, well, CM Punk, unfortunately. Question is this, Buy or Sell? CM Punk hurt himself when he did not show up to Raw this Monday.
Beauty before age, Miss Kara.
You know, I definitely think that he did hurt himself not showing up to Raw. I mean, he was in his hometown. If any time was the right time to show up to Raw, that was the time, and he didn't do it. And I mean, in some kind of essence, he was there through the fans, but it was also very disappointing, too. So, I mean, it didn't necessarily help his career not showing up, so...
So we have one person for Buy, Captain Ron.
I'm gonna go a little bit of a 50-50 split here. I'm gonna say it flat out. I'm buying this because of the fact that, of course, like Kara said, they were in Chicago. There was no excuse. I mean, Chicago's probably had a shitty-ass week as it is. I mean, for the fact that Raw was in Chicago and there was no CM Punk. The Blackhawks, the Avs were in town the next night, and lo and behold, the Avs actually beat the defending Stanley Cup champions. Chicago needed something to smile about and feel good about. And unfortunately for them, they had to settle for spring training. Wah, wah, wah. Now, as far as the sell part, I think CM Punk still has one last shot to basically seal his own destiny. If he actually plays this right, shows up in New Orleans for WrestleMania, and literally sticks it to the man, or in this case, the men and the bitches, and literally makes it known that there will be no one greater than himself, which is what his ego needs right now. I could see CM Punk basically sitting here and vindicating everything that has happened over the past 3 months.
Well, you know what? Normally I don't agree with you, Captain Ron, because normally you and me butt heads a lot like two bulls. But this time I'm going to agree with you. I'm 50-50 on it as well. I did think it hurt CM Punk, but at the same token, I think if he comes back, you know, I think most of the fans, I think probably the whole fucking fans will forgive him who are the diehard Punk fans. And they have trouble with the locker room, but that's either, you know, they are. In my humble opinion, I think whoever told Dave Mensa that Dave Mensa sourced that CM Punk was coming back, how much you want to bet 9 times out of 10 that was Vince McMahon telling said source to find out who the mole was? Since you know there's been people, you know, leaking out information. So that's what I think it was, but we'll have to stay tuned for that. Now, moving on to the main event, which was live this past week, and as of tonight, thanks to the little WWE text messages I get, WWE main event will be live every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on WWE Network. It is no longer on that stupid fucking channel. Thank God. The first match
which means I won't be able to see it. Yay!
Which means that everybody in the world will see it, and once again, the traffic will slow it the fuck down. Thank you, Al Gore.
That's why I'll wait till 2 o'clock in the morning to watch it like a normal human being, but like I did this week. Anyway, the first match was Daniel Bryan taking on Kane. Daniel Bryan would win this match over Kane. Pretty good match. It is what you expect from these two. They put on some good matches. This is probably not one of the better ones, but for opening on a show that most people don't really fucking watch, it was pretty decent. So I'll give them a pass. Maybe like a B- or a C+. And so Triple H is like, oh, he just called Daniel Bryan. Yeah, shut up. Next, Nikki Bella versus Alicia Fox. Now, before I go into this, on Monday we kind of all agreed that the Divas Tag Team match was pretty good, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Captain On?
Oh, I'm good right now, but I got to bug out for a little bit. Apparently I'm being paged. I'll be back.
All right. We'll be back. All right, well, Nikki Bella and Alicia Fox was, guess what, a good Divas match again, Kara. I actually would say that was probably the best match on the main event. I'm sure
I didn't see the main event, so...
I know you didn't, but I'm sure it's still shocking when I say that a Divas match is the best of the 3 matches on the main event. Scary, isn't it, when I'm applauding Nikki Bella, who did win, by the way. And of course, the main event was originally supposed to be the Usos taking on the Outlaws, but the Outlaws could not wrestle due to injury. Yeah, no, I don't think we buy that injury, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Usos instead took on Los Matadors. Good tag team match, but you can blatantly tell the Los Matadors was not winning this match. It's like watching, it's like watching a fat dude going against a skinny dude for a piece of cake. That skinny dude ain't winning that match. So, overall, main event, for it being live for the first time in years, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, 2 matches were great. The tag team tournaments could have been better, but it is either near nor there. Moving on. And, Kara, guess what? You're going to hate this, because guess what time it is?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, it's NXT.
Ugh.
I know, something else you don't get to watch because you don't have the WWE Network, unfortunately.
And I won't for a long while, so ta-da!
It falls on me. Yay! Thank God I have no life at 2:00 in the morning. Anyway, Corey Graves pulled the double duty card tonight on that night because not only did he defeat Yoshitatsu, anybody remember him?
He still has a job?
Yes, he still has a job. He's a jobber on NXT.
Oh,
just like Jake. Go figure. By the way, in case no one figured it out, the announcing team for NXT is William Regal, Tenzai, and A-Rod, a.k.a. who was that idiot who used to come out with the Miz? Alex Riley. Alex Riley. They're the announcing crew. So pretty much you got a British dude, a fat dude, and a skinny dude. But they're a good commentating group, so I got to admit it works good. But anyway, Corey Graves would win the match by count-out, but immediately later on in the evening, he would face Sami Zayn, and good old Sammy Boy would defeat Corey Graves in what was probably my favorite match of the week. I actually think it outshined the Wyatt and Shield match from Raw. And I know if anybody who is watching, I'm sure everyone's probably like now listening to this saying, Doug, go fuck yourself, right, Kara? Yep, I knew it. Adam Rose debuted in NXT, defeated Rosalie Blake. In better words, Adam Rose defeated a jobber. Apparently Adam Rose's new gimmick is think of John Morrison, but maybe a little bit more gay. And that's as nice as I'm going to put it. Let me rephrase that. Adam Rose is a combination of John Morrison meets the Jersey Shore.
That's disturbing, Doug.
In better words, he's better than Zack Ryder. We also saw
anyone's
Emma.
Better than Zack Ryder.
Good point. We also saw Charlotte, who is Ric Flair's daughter, defeat Emma because, well, apparently being Ric Flair's daughter, you want to do things. Charlotte actually faked a leg injury and caught a distracted Emma off guard to pick up the win. Now, of course, Charlotte, all I got to say is, you're definitely related to Ric Flair because week in October your face you're related to him. And anybody who actually pulls off that Ric Flair fake leg move knows what they're doing. So yay. And of course the new NXT champion, Adam Neville, defeated Kanemakoa. That, the guy who used to come up with Heineken on the bicycle. Yeah, he defeated that
Camacho.
Guy. Yeah, Heineken Macho. Nacho with cheese, I don't know what his name is, and I'm not going to even bother, but I never would win. But then Bo Dallas would come out and say, I'm going to use my rematch clause very shortly, and I'm going to give my Bo believers something to believe in again, and it's Bo time. Never have I heard the word Bo used so many times in my life. But anyway, NXT was good this week, and we'll give you more NXT news next week as me and Paul Martin are the only two who probably watching in fucking WCC. No offense to you, Miss Carol, because I know you don't have the network yet.
I would watch it if I had the network. So.
All right, now, guess what? We're moving to TNA Wrestling.
Yay!
Yeah.
We can talk about how shitty it was.
Well, was there a TNA recipe last night? 'Cause I don't know. Did I? Oh, okay. Well, then shit. I watched TNA this morning, okay? Because I was at work. Yeah, I love my job. I love making money. The only thing I remember about last night was Team MVP versus Team Robert Roode. But before that, they announced Jeff Hardy would be a teammate of theirs, which we'll get to that in a minute. And probably the worst match I've seen this year. That stupid six knockout tag team match. That was probably the worst match I've ever seen in my life this year. Bar none.
I love seeing the knockouts, all the knockouts in the proper match, because sometimes, especially here lately, you don't see much of the knockouts because there's, other storyline bullshit with the guys. And, I mean, to put on this match and make it look terrible, what the fuck were they tripping on? I mean, come on, you had all these girls in there, or at least make the match good.
Well, here's the problem, though, and I noticed that you have Gail Kim, who's probably the most talented out of all six. Then you had a big dumb Samoan chick, but the only reason she's in this business is because she's related to the Barbarian. Then you had another big dumb chick who looked like a combination of China meets crack.
Isn't that the one that's dating, in storyline, dating Alex, whatever.
Yeah. That looks like a cheap knockoff of Beth Phoenix, and that's my humble opinion. A very bad knockoff at that. Then, of course, you had Velvet Sky and Velvet Sky, Madison Rain, which, to be honest, neither one of those two are extremely talented. And then you got ODB, who I don't know why she has a job. But, yeah, you would have thought they could at least done better, but that match was just a train wreck from the get-go, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching it, I saw all the people come out. I'm like, okay, so if we have all these ladies coming out for a match, maybe it would be a good match. And then it's like, I got my hopes up because I expected this to be a good match, and there were shenanigans, and nothing wrong with shenanigans, but this was absolutely ridiculous. It was terrible. There were so many things they could have done with this match, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. And I know, I believe that Team Rude versus Team MVP elimination match, I believe the winner would get the man advantage at least for Lockdown this Sunday. Right?
Yeah.
And I believe Team Robbie Roode won after a 1-hour delay because poor Davey had to have his shoulder taped up, really. Oh. And the sad thing was,
was it really that bad that you needed to wait an hour?
I have no idea, but here's what I find a little bit upsetting. I think last week, we all kind of enjoyed last week's TNA, correct? It wasn't one of the best shows, but it wasn't one of the worst shows. This one, however, I got to say, this is probably the worst one I've seen leading up to a pay-per-view.
If you want to try and get people to like your shows, sure, it's good to have one good show a week. And the best thing you could do is have a great follow-up show, especially if it's before a pay-per-view. And when you can't do that, what does that say about you and how you run your company? It doesn't say anything. It just says your shit.
I definitely agree with on that. So this week's TNA gets a thumbs down. Now, of course, as you know, Kara, TNA Lockdown is this Sunday night live in Miami, Florida. Sure, do you want to go over the pay-per-view?
You can, but I personally don't give a shit about half the matches on the card.
Well, unfortunately, guess what? Since there was no recipe last night, you're going to have to help me. You're going to have to make picks. Yes, welcome to hell. This is what Shot 2 is going to be like, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, bring it on.
All right, Lockdown is this Sunday night. Of course, they have the thing on Saturday with the fan interaction on Saturday and all that, but let's concentrate on Sunday. Match is just made. Manic will take on Tiger Uno. By the way, for anyone listening out there, All the matches this Sunday will be inside of a steel cage. So
Wait. Can you repeat that again, that match?
It will be Manic versus the debuting Tiger Uno.
So Manic still has a job. Okay, cool. I didn't even fucking know that. Thank you. I don't even think I've seen the other guys, so I mean,
You're gonna, yeah, this one's kind of hard. I can agree with your picking because I do know who Tiger Uno is, and since this is his first match debuting in TNA, he's probably going to win the match. But a lot of American fans are going to be scratching their head on like, who the fuck is this guy?
Mhm.
Yeah. By the way, if you think Manic still has a job, it's funny. Kenny King still has a job in TNA.
Oh.
I remember that. I don't know why. After that is the 6-person tag team match. Bad Influence and Chris Sabin taking on the Great Muta, one of the Japanese dudes who won the X Division title, and another Japanese dude. Yeah, before you even make your pick, Carol, my big problem with this match is the fact of this. We know who Bad Influence is. We know who Chris Sabin is. A lot of American fans know who Great Muta is. But most American fans are looking at Muta's tag team partners and going like, who the fuck are these guys? They look like Godzilla bait.
Okay, because exactly when you were saying those names, I'm like, who? Who? I know one team, but who's the other team? I don't even know Moolah, and I'm like, who the fuck are they facing? What? How can I possibly, talk about a match if I don't know exactly who the other team is, or if I haven't even fucking heard of them?
Well, wait, you never heard of the Great Muta?
Nope.
Okay, when this show is done, go to your computer, type in the Great Muta on YouTube, and watch some great matches. This is one of the few people who Sting actually had a hard time beating. And Stone Cold Steve Austin loves them, so just my opinion. I'm going to take the Great Muta on this one because the Bad Influence and Chris Sabin beat him. That'd be a slap in the face to every old school wrestling fan and a slap in the face to every fan in Japan. So, yeah. Moving on. The steel cage matchup makes no fucking sense. Mr. Anderson versus Samuel Saul.
So, let me get this straight. Basically, this all originated because of some freaky obsession with Christy Hemme, and you have Samuel Shaw, who, quite frankly, he looks like a Dexter ripoff. Okay, he looks exactly like a Dexter ripoff. I can tell by his fucking attire. Like, Jesus fuck, no, and I don't get the storyline. Okay, he was just one creepy motherfucker the other night. And to go up against Mr. Anderson, I mean, he's alright, but that's not going to make this match any more interesting. It's a stupid storyline, a stupid match. It's basically, you put in that steel cage to hope it's a better match, to get more people excited. I am not. I am 10 times more bored. They're not going to use that steel cage, okay? If they do, it's not going to be entertaining enough. So, there you go.
Yeah. Now, of course, I'm going to try to explain the storyline the best I can for people who are still going, like, they don't feel like you, the storyline is stupid. I believe the storyline is Saul has some kind of stalker fetish with Christy. I think we can kind of see that. It kind of plays of the, oh, God, what was that?
He's like a psychopath.
Psychopath, basic instincts kind of thing. Can't believe I'm dating myself on that one. And
like I said, a Dexter ripoff. But
I was actually going to Dexter, basic instinct, whichever one you prefer, depending how old you are. Remember, I'm old. And I feel like it too. Mr. Anderson pretty much got involved in this after he was showing pictures of his kids to Christy, and Shaw didn't like it. Now, I do agree with you. I don't think this match is going to be that great. I'll be shocked if it gets above 3 out of 5. I'm taking Saw on this one just because I don't want this feud to go too long. I want it to be quick and over with.
Like I said, you just basically take a shitty match and then you just put a cage in it to try and add dramatic effect, which they failed epically. So, move on.
Definitely. Moving on, the Knockouts Championship in a steel cage. I think you're seeing a problem here, though. Not every match on the pay-per-view should be in a steel cage, correct?
Exactly.
That'd be like Hell in a Cell pay-per-view when every match is a Hell in a Cell. No one would want to sit through all that crap.
That'd make the pay-per-view ultimately less interesting.
I mean, to be honest, before we talk about the Knockouts match, only 4 of these matches should have been in a cage. Only 3. EC3 versus Kurt Angle, the Lethal Lockdown match, and the World Title match. Everything else should not be in a cage, in my opinion.
This is TNA. Do you think they honestly try to make sense?
No, I think they gave up on logic after they left the NWA. So, but anyway, Knockouts title match. It is Madison Rayne taking on Gail Kim.
Well, personally, I've never been a fan of Madison Rayne, so I'm always going to be with Gail Kim, honestly, because I like Gail Kim. She's one of the few, like you've said before, knockouts that actually has legit talent on the roster. You could bring her over to WWE, and aside from Natalya, she'd be the only one with talent.
I agree with that.
So I'm going Gail Kim.
I'm going Gail Kim as well. I mean, the only reason I thought Madison Rayne won the belt was because that was TNA's version of saying, yeah, well, you were out pregnant and gave birth to a baby. I think it was a baby girl or baby boy. So, first, congratulations on that. But I think that's the only reason she won the title. They gave it to her as a, how can you say this, a giving birth gift or whatever.
Say, welcome back to TNA. Oh, yeah, you just gave birth here. Let's hand you a title. Let's just hand it to you right now. I
think that needs to end on Sunday, so I'm taking Gail Kim. All right. Now, this next match I'm going to have trouble explaining because it still makes no sense. Steel cage match. But the other stipulation, it's a steel cage last man standing. Gunner versus James Storm. Can somebody explain to me why we have a last man standing match inside of a steel cage, please?
Well, I understand the steel cage concept of it, why it's in the steel cage. But last man standing? I can't even explain how illogical it is to have a last man standing match in a steel cage. If you're going to have a last man standing match, it shouldn't be in a steel cage. Because there's no countouts in the last man standing match, right?
Correct. There's no countouts, no disqualification. The only rule is the opponent cannot cash to stay down for 10 seconds. Oh, granted in wrestling terms, 10 seconds is like 30 fucking minutes.
Now, here is my big thing about it is, yes, it's stupid to put it in a steel cage. In some kind of way, yeah, you can do damage with a steel cage, but if you want to make this match interesting, don't lock them in a steel cage. I mean, you have more free range having them outside of the cage. Like, you can go God knows wherever the fuck you want to go, but they're putting it in a steel cage, so I understand the feud, just not why they have that exact match. That's just it.
Yeah, just in case if anyone's clarifying who's listening to us why this is a feud, James Storm, as many of you recall, he cost Gunner the TNA World title, and James Storm pretty much owns the other briefcase, which is for a tag team title match, if I'm correct. And this is pretty much now gone from a battle of revenge to respect, I believe. If I paid attention. So, but I am with you. I don't know why you would have a last man standing inside of a cage. I don't even think they're going to start in the cage. I'd say it's going to end in the cage, but this is pretty much a hardcore match, and you already got one hardcore match guaranteed, and that's the Lethal Lockdown match. But it's TNA. We know they don't have logic 98% of the time. But anyway, who's your pick?
Look who's running it.
Good point. It's Dixie, who has no brain. But who wins this one, Gunner or Cowboy James Storm?
You know what? I love James Storm, so I think this is going to be like a revenge thing for Gunner. I think Gunner is going to come off with the win, but I personally prefer Storm to come over.
You know, I want to pick James Storm because I'm like you. I like James Storm better. I think he's better in the ring. I find Gunner boring. But for some reason, I'm like you. I think Gunner's going to win this match because, you know, I think they're going to want to put him over as the, you know, the face, which, Gunner, let's be honest, we all knew James Storm was turning after Gunner won the briefcase, correct?
Yeah, I saw it like the second that he won it. I'm like...
Yeah, even Las Vegas knew it, and they were just waiting for the day to pay out the winner. But, yeah, I'm taking Gunner as well. Moving on, EC3 taking on Kurt Angle in a cage match.
Okay. I said this, I don't know. I said this last week. I don't give two shits about this match. Because, one thing, Kurt Angle, no offense, I don't want to sound like a bitch. Well, I'm not going to apologize because I'm going to sound like a bitch anyway. I don't like Kurt Angle right now, okay?
Whoa. No! It's just from TNA. Kurt Angle has a torn MCL and will not compete Sunday.
Are you telling the truth?
I just found that out because one of my friends, one of the people I work with, just touched me on the shoulder and whispered in my ear saying, you do know TNA had up that Kurt Angle was not competing Sunday. So...
Well, if he has a legit torn ACL, then thank you. You just saved us from the most stupidest match in history, aside from Shaw and Anderson.
So it looks like EC3 would not be in a match.
Good.
Same token, Kurt Angle won't be, so that's kind of disappointing. I actually wanted to see Kurt Angle win that match, but apparently, nope. So, moving on.
I find it very funny because they played it off during the show this week that he didn't have a torn ACL, or last week, I mean, that he didn't have any kind of torn ACL or anything.
Hey, maybe it was Kurt Angle's way of saying he's going to take his ball and go home, but do it the right way by having a fake injury.
And then they just go turn around and say, yeah, you're not going to do this.
Yeah, but I think in all honesty, if they had the match, I think EC3 would have won because they want to put him over.
EC3 is annoying.
No kidding.
I don't think he deserves to really be put over.
No kidding. As you can tell, I'm actually agreeing with you. So let's move on to...
I can't believe we're actually agreeing most of this show. I think the world is ending.
That might end pretty quickly because we still got 2 more lockdown matches to go. Lethal lockdown match. Team Dixie, Bobby Roode, Aries, and the Bromance taking on Team MVP, which is, of course, MVP, the Wolves, and Hardy. If Team MVP wins, the MVP gets control of TNA. If Roode wins, he gets 10% of the company, and MVP no longer has any shares of the company. So, does Team Roode win it for Dixie, or does Team MVP take over?
I'm going to say this right now. Pay attention to what the stipulations are. Pay very close attention because that can definitely be the deciding factor in predicting who's going to win this match or not. So, I think with everything that's been going on, oh my gosh, I really, really want to pull for a Team MVP. Beyond a doubt, I want to fucking pull for them no matter what, because that'll, God knows, at least save TNA somehow in some way. But I feel in some kind of bullshit way, Team Roode's going to come up with the win.
Okay. Well, I got to hear, what's your bullshit way they win this match?
I don't know what the bullshit will be. I just sense that there's going to be bullshit. There's always bullshit, Doug. Always.
Yes, there always is in TNA. I'm going to agree with you. I think Roode team's going to win because of bullshit. As a matter of fact, right when MVP announced that Jeff Hardy was the final person, I'm like, I'm calling it now. Right when MVP thinks he's going to get the pinfall on Rude, Jeff Hardy gets to twist the fade and puts Rude on MVP, and Rude gets the pinfall. And if that happens, I want my check.
My question is, though, because we're seeing a bunch of this Willow shit going on, and we've all figured out that it's, or me, I figured out because I didn't fucking know at first, that it's Jeff Hardy. So what's going to happen? Is he going to come out as Jeff Hardy, or is he going to be Willow?
Well, of course, we talked about this on the pre-show, which if you want to call in onto the pre-show, I believe the number will be in the description box on the video, so if you want to call in, just call. Like I said, I believe it's going to be like it was for Eric and Super Eric and Dustin and Black Rain. I think Jeff Hardy's going to have a split personality disorder, where sometimes he's Jeff Hardy and then other times he's Black Rain. I mean, not Black Rain, Widow. I'm tongue-tied today, excuse me. So yeah, I'm presuming it's going to be that, unless, of course, I think Captain Ron brought it up that maybe there's a third Hardy member we don't know about, and I said it could be Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore, I don't think we'd ever consider Shannon Moore. I love him, but I don't think they'd ever bring him.
It could be Evan Courageous. It could be Buff Bagwell.
And also, think about it, I don't think he'd be willing to come back, because think of what they've done to their talent is, for so long, they have their contract, but they don't do shit with them. So they have to go and do other promotions because the company that they are signed to, they're not letting them do shit.
I agree. But like we both said, we were both taking Team Dixie or Team Bobby Roode on this one, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
To the shenanigans.
Now we can talk about the last match. For the world title, Magnus defends it against Samoa Joe. And remember, it's under Joe's rules, where the only way he can win is by submission or knockout. So, Sarah, does Samoa Joe win the belt back, or does Magnus make British people hate himself even more?
First off, why would you name these certain matches under, like, Magnus rules or Joe rules? Why can't you just call them what they usually are, like a submission match or something? Okay, we fans, we're not stupid. We get what they really are. You don't need to come up with stupid creative names for them. Thank you. Fuck you, TNA. Don't waste my time with stupid names because I don't care what the fuck you call it. It's going to be the same exact fucking thing. Anyway, as far as who I think is going to win this match, that's up in the air because you don't know what's going to happen. But I know how you feel about Joe, and I'm definitely sorry that, you know, that shit happens for you. But it being a submission match or a knockout match, that's the exact reason why I am going Samoa Joe, because he's the Samoan submission machine. In almost every submission match he's been into, he's won it. So, I mean, in Magnus, he's not that great at submission. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, you got to look at the experience with these certain types of match. There you go.
So you're taking Samoa Joe, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, I've gone on personal record, I think, how many times that I hate Samoa Joe. It's like L who hates Edge. And I love Magnus. But I will admit Magnus's run has been probably one of the worst champ world title runs in the history of TNA. And I'm even including when they were at the NWA and R-Truth had the belt. And Magnus, as much as I like you, I can't believe I'm saying this, Magnus would be better off losing the belt. Because I think if he keeps the belt any longer, no one's going to take him as a legit champion. Because let's be honest, even I pointed it out, Magnus has pretty much been a paper champion. He really has, because he only beat AJ because AJ was leaving. They didn't want to get the belt to Jeff Hardy, so, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm as much as I don't like him, I'm going to say Samoa Joe wins this match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world has officially ended.
And I don't like Green and Carrot. You know, normally I would never pick Samoa Joe, but I just feel that Magnus would be better off. I think TNA would be better off with Samoa Joe with the belt. I think Magnus keeping it. I think another reason why Magnus kept it because they were doing that tour in London. To be honest, I think that would be better. Plus, you could have Samoa Joe taking on Ethan Carter. You know, of course, we know Bobby Roode said if he does win the select out, he wants to be number one contender. Well, there you go. You can have Joe versus Roode, which would be better matches, and I think Magnus and Roode, because Magnus is still a little bit green.
And you know, I actually agree with you on that. I mean, I prefer Magnus over Joe as well, but like you said, you kind of got to look at his run. His run is absolute shit. Even, like, absolute fans can definitely say that this is a paper champion. And definitely I think it would be best for Magnus to lose the belt to kind of build back up his credibility, because he's better than everyone else gives him credit for, and this title run isn't helping.
Yeah, well, I think this is weird. We're real green on a lot of things, which is weird. But the big question is this. Lockdown, is it going to help TNA, or is it pretty much going to make TNA not mean a damn thing?
You know, even if I could pay, I wouldn't pay for that shit. Okay?
Ooh.
I don't think Lockdown is going to help. I mean, look at the card. Half the matches are like, what the hell is with these matches? Half of them I don't even want to see. So, I mean, if you could get an overall opinion of the fans, and if half of them say that, oh yeah, these matches are stupid, or I don't like these matches, or don't understand the storylines, then obviously the pay-per-view is not going to help the company.
And who just came back to the show? Is it? Oh,
and they left.
No. And they left. Okay. It must have been a Dixie Carter.
Oh, they didn't like us bashing. Go to hell.
I agree with you on that, Kayla. I do believe that this pay-per-view is not going to be good. I mean, to be honest, the only match I care about is the Tiger Uno match and the Great Muta. Other than that, I'm like, I don't care. As a matter of fact, here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be watching women's college basketball. Okay,
I would rather watch paint dry.
Let me repeat that again for people who didn't hear me. I'm going to be watching the ACC Women's Tournament Final. That's
when you know that it's going to be shit.
Yes. I mean, between that and better, you know, I'll give you one step further. I'll watch the World Series of Poker on ESPN too. But yeah, I think everyone out there can sense a theme. We don't like the pay-per-view for Lockdown, correct?
Yep.
All right, now that we're done with TNA, let's jump to SmackDown.
All right. You see, I actually paid legit attention to this SmackDown, and not just because I read spoilers ahead of time. Oops.
I was at work, so.
All right, so Batista started off SmackDown with actually a pretty good promo. I'd have to say last week I said it sucked, but this one was actually a pretty good promo. He talks about Raw and, you know, how he beat Daniel Bryan, so he's technically the hero. And then Daniel Bryan comes out, and he says something along the lines of him not being a hero. And, Jesus, I actually did get a tad bit bored during this promo, so excuse my non-interestedness.
In better words, you hit the mute button.
Yes. But I know the one point that I liked about this is Batista basically came out and called Daniel Bryan a promo, like, when do we start letting fans wrestle in this company? And Daniel Bryan's like, you're right, I am a fan, and you should be embarrassed because a fan almost beat you. And that pretty much hit him hard. The rest of it was actually boring bullshit, so I'm not going to run over that.
Can I just say one thing about almost before we continue? Has anyone understood the point of them? I mean, I understood them to a degree. It pretty much sounds like I'm a big muscle-bound moron. I'm wearing skinny jeans that make my ass look good so all the women can get horny and have sex with their men. And I'm the only real dude in wrestling. Daniel Bryan and Ziggler are nothing like me because they can't wrestle. They don't know what power moves are. I'm like, yeah, Batista, no one wants to be like you because you can't wrestle.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, Batista's ego is basically just as big as Triple H's ego, so there's your excuse why he is so up all high and mighty compared to everyone else.
I never knew Batista had an ego. I thought he was still that preacher boy from Reverend Devon.
Wait. He doesn't have the ego. He is the ego. Well, that's all he is.
Ooh.
All right. So, anyway, basically, Kane ends up coming out, and Daniel Bryan is attacked by both Batista and Kane. He gets helped by the Big Show, which, you know, provokes Vicky Guerrero in her annoying voice to come on out and say, excuse me, everybody, listen to me. She basically makes a tag team match for the main event. Who didn't see this coming? The Big Show and Daniel Bryan taking on Kane and Batista. Next.
So let me get this straight. Vicky Guerrero pretty much is now Theodore Long.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something that may make you disgust or make you want to throw up. Vicky Guerrero, she may be annoying, but at least she looks better than Dixie Carter.
At least she knows about the business, too.
That, too. At least with Vicky, you want to bang her. Dixie, you want to put a paper bag over her head, 2 paper bags over your head in case the first one breaks, and you want to be drunk.
And exactly. If there's anyone else or anyone that doesn't want to admit it, Vicky, she's actually pretty fucking hot when it comes to outside of the ring. So I mean, hey, there's something for you.
Remember, WCC, we support all cougars. Moving on.
Not all cougars, not Dixie Carter. Anyway, moving on.
I ain't a cougar, that's an ugly.
Okay, so the first match of the evening that we had was Christian versus Dolph Ziggler. It was kind of a short match with Alberto Del Rio being on commentary. It was pretty much the opposite of Monday Night Raw. He caused a distraction to Dolph, and Christian picks up the win. Nothing interesting there.
Yeah.
I'm doing a quick rundown because it would take forever to talk about bullshit.
Okay.
The Usos took on Ryback and ended up winning. Yay. There was some bullshit Divas match, Eva Marie and Natalya taking on AJ and Tamina, in which Eva and Natalya won. Can someone tell me why Eva Marie is even on fucking TV? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I can tell you. Total Divas, and I believe she's banging Randy Orton.
Yeah, well, who gives a fuck why she's on TV? She shouldn't be on TV.
But she gets fake tits. That's the other reason she's on TV.
Okay, who just joined us? Hello?
Hello?
Microphone, man, and all WCC Entertainment.
Well, hello.
Hello.
All right, so we're talking about SmackDown.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying because I didn't care for SmackDown.
Yeah, you were on the Total Divas when we were on
yes,
the tag
yes.
Divas match. So moving on.
Yeah.
What happened?
The Shield, there was a small segment with the Shield. I just wrote this down because there is obvious dissension in the Shield. And
No.
yeah, Seth Rollins, he was called out by Roman and Dean Ambrose, and basically they're talking about what happened on Monday. I think, wasn't it Seth Rollins, I think, hit Dean Ambrose, which provoked Dean Ambrose to kind of punch him back. But in the end, they all bended together like, oh yeah, we're still the Shield. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we got to the show, because this is where the second BioCell question comes into play. By the way, who just joined us besides Mr. Entertainment?
Rob.
Rob? Uh-oh.
Ro.
Whoa. Sorry, my bad. It's been a long day, Ro. So the BioCell question is this. Does anyone actually really believe that the Shield are going to join VO nice again? Or, yeah, they may as well just book the triple threat match for the U.S. title at WrestleMania.
Bullshit's happening. It's going to happen. I don't believe for 1 second that they reconciled. Because, I mean, obviously there's too much turmoil within the group for them to, get back together on the same base that they were. Someone's going to betray someone. I don't think it's going to be Roman Reigns. Most definitely not Roman, because he's going to be the face of the bunch. But I most definitely think it'll be either Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins. It seems right now at this point it could be more of Seth Rollins than Dean Ambrose.
Well, what I like what they did with Seth is they made him the unpredictable one. Like yeah, you don't know. But I like all three guys equally and separately. I mean, equally as in being together, then separately as in singles competitor. Because they're all phenomenal athletes, and I mean, honestly, this is the time that pretty much everybody's been waiting for the Shield to break up, so you can see what individuals. So to see what they could do individually.
Exactly, and I mean, I've seen them before, so I know that all three superstars have a great amount of talent, which is why I like every single one of them. I'm just finally glad to see something breaking out. I don't know if you think that does, but that's exactly what I think.
Well, I think they're all breaking up, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's for the U.S. title at Mania. But I'm like you two. I only like two members of the Shield, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I'm not big on Roman Reigns. I don't find he's not one of those guys I like. I mean, I probably won't like him either for probably never, unless he's somehow.
Whether you like him or not, Roman Reigns is one that they're really high on. So we have to see how that works out.
Well, I don't like him because I don't find him that entertaining on the mic, and as far as for his in-ring ability, I mean, it's okay, but I'm sorry, I've seen better spiels done by better people, and I'm like, in my humble opinion, the only reason you're in WWE is because you're related to The Rock. Again, that's just my opinion. It could not be.
That's why everyone gets in sometimes.
I mean, but if you want to play that, then that's like saying, well, the Usos were only WWE Tag Team Champions because they're related to The Rock.
And because of their dad.
Right. That's like, that takes away from what he tries to bring to it. Like, Roman Reigns is one of those wrestlers of, like, when you could go back to like, Roman Reigns reminds me of Bobby Lashley, like how he didn't have to say much, but Bobby Lashley was a power guy when he got in the ring. I mean, true enough, Bobby Lashley could actually wrestle because he was a college wrestler. But, he didn't have to say much on the microphone because he did all his talking in the ring. And that is pretty much what Roman Reigns does.
Wait a minute. People like Bobby Lashley? I think I need to sit down.
No, Bobby Lashley is actually pretty good. Like, if given a chance.
You didn't mean watching the same matches then? Because I thought he was boring, too.
And Bobby Lashley was next. Bobby Lashley was next. He had this.
But again, that's just my opiniin. We're all going to have different opinions on this. So, Miss Carol.
I mean, and that's why it's a debate, Doug. It's that's why.
I know, and I know I'm the only one on the side of I don't like Roman Reigns. I know everybody else in WCC loves him, but for me, I'm like, I just don't see his potential.
Elle don't like him either, really.
Like, okay, me and
that's what that's what it is when it comes to the wrestling fans. No matter what company you are talking about, there's going to be that one wrestler that everyone loves, and there's going to be that one person that absolutely hates that person. And we can all speak for these kind of matters is we all have our favorites, and then what one person might favorite, the other person just can't fucking stand. So.
But you know what though? We all should agree on one thing. We can put our hands together like the Shield, and we all agree that John Cena absolutely sucks.
That I agree with.
I can't agree with you on that.
I agree with that one. Kel, what else happened after the Shield Summit?
And then right after that was pretty much the main event. The main event that I didn't give a shit about. The main event that made me fall asleep. The main event that just made me want to knock out the Authority for even having a shitty main event. Bottom line is, need to get better writings. Thank you. Sincerely, me.
I'm thinking Clown and Big Show won then.
Yes, well, Daniel Bryan and Big Show did win this match. The Big Show hit a KO punch to Kane, and that's pretty much how it played out. I think that's all how it ended. Yes, because they were celebrating as the show ended, but ultimately the match just kind of put me to fucking sleep. Call me an asshole, I don't care. You can send some hate mail at me, but I don't give a fuck at gmail.com. There you go. What did everyone else think?
Well, like I said, I didn't get to see it, so.
I didn't even watch it because I had woke up in the middle of, I fell asleep on SmackDown, in the middle of SmackDown. I think I fell asleep after, during the Divas match.
Wow.
Oh, that's how boring it was.
Yeah, I've been watching the network, so I really don't care.
Yeah, I think more tuned into the Grizzlies and Bulls game probably than SmackDown tonight.
So, bottom line is anyone who did watch SmackDown didn't give a shit, and anyone who didn't watch SmackDown doesn't care about talking about it. So, Doug, let's pass it over to you for ROH.
No problem. By the way, I will say the Count SmackDown voted for worst show this week.
Oh yeah, Doug. ROH was in my hometown tonight.
Yes, it was. I know they had a pay-per-view there tonight, and I know they got a show there in Chicago tomorrow night. So
they got a pay-per-view tonight here. What?
Well, it was a live show, but they usually stream it up on the internet, and so
yeah,
they count all their weekend shows as internet pay-per-views.
And Doug, here's the good thing. I actually rewatched ROH today just so I wasn't so fucking dumbfounded as I was last week.
Well, this week's Ring of Honor, we only got one thing to talk about because we're not going to talk about the two calls that happened, the one tonight and then the one tomorrow in Chicago. I'm going to say that for next week. So let's say about the one that aired this past week. AJ Styles took on Jay Lethal.
That was a sick-ass match.
That's got to be up there for match of the year candidate. That
was a brilliant fucking match. I watched this and I'm just like, if you want to see a good match, check out that match because that was probably the best match that I saw this week. Hell, for the past 2 weeks, it's probably the best match that I've seen. They ripped it up in the ring. It was amazing.
Now, I'm going to be honest, between that one and Cesaro and Sammy on NXT last week, it's very hard. Those two got to be the top two contenders for match of the year. Of course, Jay Briscoe took on Michael Burnett. That match was, I can't even remember who won that one, so that should tell you how much that match.
Briscoe. Briscoe won it.
But Lethal and AJ, here's the funny thing about this. These were two guys in TNA, they let Lethal go a few years ago because Hogan didn't see anything in him. And then AJ got let go not a few months back because, well, Dixie Carter's a complete idiot. And then what happens this past week? They put on one of the greatest matches I've seen this year.
Repeat that?
They put on one of the greatest matches I've seen this year.
AJ and Lethal? Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I hope TNA was watching that and realizing they made a big mistake. Because maybe instead of signing the American Wolves, who one has talent and the other one's a complete doofus, maybe you should have re-signed AJ and signed Jay Lethal back.
I mean, honestly, I still feel really bad for, you know, the American Wolves. Not so much the full team, because half of them is an asshole who wants to screw their opportunity as any good tag team in a good company. Do I need to go any further with this, Doug?
Yeah, I'll go further with this one because I always love Lash and Davey. I love Eddie. He's a great talented guy. He's a class act. I can never say anything bad about Eddie. Eddie's one of those guys who I hope makes it big one day. As for Davey, yeah, this is a guy who I compare to a joke. Well, yes, he is talented. He's probably got one of the worst locker rooms in the back. He's not popular, and this is a guy who's known not to show to events. And I'm sure Tina was smart enough to put in his contract he has to be at every show he's advertised on. This is a guy who left the Ring of Honor final bout of the match he was scheduled to be in 2 weeks before the pay-per-view to go wrestle in CCW. I'm sure trying to figure out, why would you leave Ring of Honor final battle, a match in New York City? I'm sure anybody would love to say, hey, I wrestled in New York City. And instead
and let's not forget that he left his partner high and dry.
Yeah, and his partner, unfortunately, like we've always said, partners, it's like a two-sided coin. One does one thing, the other one gets screwed for it. But my opinion.
Unless you're a singles wrestler.
Yeah, now, did somebody leave, or is that just somebody making goofy noises?
Someone left.
We still got the other person with us? Or is it just you and me again, Kara?
I only heard one go off, but apparently another one. So, I mean, I guess it's just us, Doug.
All right, well, since I do have the results of the show tonight of Ring of Honor, would you like to find out who won tonight?
Do it. Because I actually have results, too.
Raising the Ball, night one, opened with Adam Cole coming out in the ring into a suit. Remember when wrestlers used to come out in a ring wearing nice suits? God, I miss that. Yeah. I'm glad Adam Cole keeps doing that. Anyway, Taven came out, and they had a promo segment. Jay Lethal defeated Cyrus Young with a lethal injection after a low blow. Young got the hometown pop, so apparently Jay Lethal was heel for the night. Didn't think that would ever happen. Michael Burnett defeated Tyson Dukes with the Anaconda Vice. So apparently Michael Burnett is really now becoming the second CM Punk. Wink, wink. An interesting kind of instantly wore through a tag team match. Red Dragon versus Outlaw Inc. versus Adrenaline Rush. If any member of Adrenaline Rush or Outlaw Inc. can pin Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby Fish, they will be rewarded with a tag team title match.
Now, Doug, before you move on, Doug, I do have to ask a question, because when I was watching the show, I was a bit off. Is Michael Burnett and Adam Cole in some kind of alliance?
I believe, because originally I thought it was Adam Cole and Matt Hardy, but they must have replaced Hardy with Burnett.
Okay.
That could have been in one night.
Yeah, I just needed clarifying, because, I mean, I've watched it, but I haven't seen, like, literally everything unfold, so...
Oh, understandable. Adrenaline Rush would win the Instant Award through a tag team match. Unfortunately, right after that, the tag team match for the tag team title started, and Red Dragon defeated Adrenaline Rush. So Red Dragon defeated that Red Dragon are still tag team champions. The Decades, B.J. Whitmer and Jimmy Jacobs defeated Cedric Alexander and Adam Page after Whitmer faked a neck injury. Don't you love it when heels can fake an injury and make the idiotic faces?
Yeah.
Makes me proud to be a pro heel guy. Jacobson.
I am always pro heel. I love the way the heels just fake that shit and make it believable.
Yeah, Jacobs cut a promo and kicked Alexander out of the ring. He told Page not to follow Alexander. Page held the ropes for Jacobs and Whitmer and left with him. I guess he's Decades' new flunky. So apparently Adam Page, who is a young guy, hasn't been in the business too long. I think he's only like a 3 or 4 year pro, I believe, because I haven't seen too much of him until he came to Ring of Honor. Honestly enough, he's a Virginia boy, go figure. So it looks like he's going to be the 4th guy of Decade. So we'll see how that goes. Now, honestly enough, from one of the people who was at the show in the crowd, he stated that the crowd cheered for Cyrus, Red Dragon, and now Jimmy Jacobs, all heels. This is a Sinclair market with the television. So I'm putting, apparently, what was this place at again tonight? Milwaukee. Yeah, apparently Milwaukee is pro heel, apparently a pro idiot.
There's nothing wrong with being completely pro heel, but you've got to have some face stuff. But I gotta say though, it's my kind of crowd.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm surprised none of the faces got cheered. That kind of catches me off guard. After that, Chris Hero defeated Roderick Strong. Yay! After that, the Briscoes and Michael Elgin defeated Miss Kevin Steen and the Young Bucks. I bet that makes you happy because you hate Kevin Steen, correct?
I do not hate Kevin Steen. I like both sides.
Okay. And unfortunately, we do not have the results of Adam Cole versus Matt Taven for the Ring of Honor Championship. But let's
Wait,
be
can
honest.
you repeat the last name because I didn't hear it?
The main event, Adam Cole versus Matt Taven, has not officially ended yet. So, by the way, I'm checking this all at home because I just got home about 20 minutes ago, so yay. But I think Adam Cole's going to keep the belt because he does face Chris Hero tomorrow night in the main event for the when he defends the ROH title. So I don't think Matt Taven's walking out on this one.
Is that going to be on television?
That will probably both nights will be on.
Hello? Well, it would appear that we lost Doug. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This episode of Faulty Wiring is brought to you by Programming is Just an Asshole. And look, Doug is back.
Sorry for that technical difficulty. It happens from time to time when we're doing these shows. Anyway, like I was saying, they will probably be on TV, but it's probably going to be a few weeks. As Ring of Honor says, you know, most of their shows they can't air, you know, immediately after for some whatever reason. But anyway, that's pretty much the show for tonight, mate. It was a tag team match pretty much for us tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, before we go, let me remind you, the other shows on WCC, of course, you got the Raw Uncensored, which takes place right after Raw. Granted, most people don't stay awake and are not up for that because by the time it starts, it's midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. On Tuesday night, just Overload with L and Mr. Jones, usually Face-Off, as Face-Off returned this week. Yay! On Wednesday night, you can catch Rock and Reese and the Canadian Destroyer himself, Rob Goslin, for Ring Rockers, which their theme for March is March Madness. Anything will be on the table. Then, of course, after that, you can get you can watch Call In for Sex Battles with DJ Gator. Now, Carol, what is Thursday's show? Because I can't remember what it's called.
Gosh, I mean, it's so, I don't remember. I think it was something called TNA Recipe. Not that, you know, what's TNA? Isn't it bullshit?
It could be, who knows, yes, but that is TNA Recipe with well, not with Gator, because Gator doesn't watch wrestling. That would be Big Red, your brother from another mother.
And Anthony, I think, is his co-host, yes?
Yes, I believe, but I know they've been sporadic with shows since neither one of them really gave a damn about TNA.
Yeah, TNA is bullshit.
Who just left?
Obviously, we're scaring people off today. Sorry, we are assholes, but honestly, I'm just glad to be an asshole.
Yeah, we're both assholes. But anyway, till next Friday, Kelly, you got anything else to say before we end the show?
Everybody, last week we were the top, so that would be pretty awesome if we could be top twice in a row. Love you guys. You're amazing.
Yes, thank you for making this number one show this past week on WCC. We would like to thank every one of our fans out there who supported us last week and continue to support the main event. Until next week, this is the DOUG, and speaking for Miss Kara, we will see you next Friday night. Have a great weekend, folks, and peace out.
Free ain't enough, man. I need try. One time to keep your ass alive. One time to see the stand side. No place to run, no place to hide. No place to run, no place to hide. Ain't enough, man. I need try. Fall up 'cause I'm on my game. Haters get shook when they speak my name. All this pressure that's on my back. So much stress that's on my brain. I'ma just let y'all pop your trap. Y'all sit back while I pop champagne. Spend your whole life trying to get like me. Dog, we are not the same. Hook up early.